Hi, I'm Betsy,
And I'm Andrew.
and today we saw Cry God for Harry, England and St George by Millbury Theatre Company. It's about these group of young teenage girls who are Muslims and they're doing the Shakespeare play, the Henry the Fifth, like one of the Henrys, fifth, yes.
Yeah.
Whoops. And they basically they did start off doing the play just normally, but as they went through rehearsals, all the girls and their families and most Muslims they knew had received these letters with threats saying there's going to be a Muslim hate day and they're going to get acid thrown in their faces, and so it makes them question whether to do the play or not. And it's about whether they'll do it or not.
Like in our friendship group, we're like splitting up and fighting over each
Yeah.
other. Like one half of the group are like, we're continuing with the play, and one half are like, no, we're gonna get. So it's kind of like a toss up.
Yeah.
So friendships were getting lost and everything was happening all at once. Not
No.
really. We walked into this show completely blinded,
Yeah.
only knowing the title, and I guess for me, I was thinking it was going to be like a classical, old-fashioned storyline and show, which is not really my thing. But then I walked into this show and it was this, because it started off typical Shakespeare thing, and then it was like cut, and I was like, what's going on? And they brought out scripts and they were rehearsing, and I was like, this is a completely different show than what I imagined.
Yeah, because before we went in, I was thinking it was just going to be like your classic white boys just doing like Shakespeare, and I thought there was something slightly different about it, because it just, because obviously it's a title not heard before. Obviously you can tell it's something to do with like Old English, maybe Shakespeare, but I was not expecting it to be like the nowadays issues. Yeah.
Key theme for me was like, don't let other people bring you down. Like, just keep doing what you're doing, and there will always be people there to support you, and there will always be people on the outside that care about you and stuff
Yeah,
like
definitely.
that. Even though you're going to have people, you're always going to have people that want to bring you down and stuff, but the people that you know and care about are going to push you forward more.
I think a key theme for me was about identity. I feel that you should be true to who you are. Like for example, one of the girls didn't wear what's the scarf called? Hijab, and because she got it torn off her head by a guy, and she didn't wear it for a couple of days because she was trying to like blend in with everyone, and it was just such a shame to see that, even though in a play, but I imagine it happens in real life as well, because I believe that everyone should be happy with their own identities and no one should be made to like, feel sad by it or anything.
It's crazy how it's still happening in 2018.
Yeah, and then it's
just, getting worse.
Yeah, it's scary. Definitely.
I think I felt anger. I was angry at how this is still going on, and then when we got the letter coming like this, stating like when it happened, and it was like 2018. I was like, how have I not heard about this? How did I not know about this? And it's still mind-boggling how it's still going on.
Yeah, I think it was sort of just like mainly anger, but just like I don't know. I think just that anger. I think I was just like shocked by it all. I was just like, I don't know.
I think the part where they brought out projectors and they were like, because they posted promotional videos promoting the show, and it was all these like horrible toxic comments, and it was like getting projected on them, and it was so
it was
shocking.
it was like daunting really, and I think it was also like shocking like to see these girls talking about like the girls like hijab getting like torn off her by a guy, but I think what was more shocking about it was that that's probably happened to a girl like that age, like, or maybe even herself, you never know. And I think it's because it probably has, and it's just like crazy to think, and not nice.
It's crazy how people are happy that this is actually going on. That they're actually commenting, going, "This is great fun," and it's not. It's because they were like in the comments they were showing. It was like they had emojis and everything. I was like, you wouldn't use emojis if you.
Yeah, there was all the death emojis, and it was like, "Oh, go back," the classic "go back where you came" and things like that.
Because it's not getting like we know it's happening, but we didn't know it's this big in 2010.
How bad,
We thought it was like slowly declining, or it's in the same level. But apparently, it's worse than before. But apparently, more topics are more important, like plastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was just about that, and yeah.
The ghost scene, I couldn't stand it. Basically, it was all the friends were separated to no group, and then the main one who wanted the show to continue, the ghost of Harry came and was like blah 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 blah, and it was all like a happy, helpful speech to get them all back together. And I was like, this play was so serious and so like real life, and then a ghost comes, and I was like, okay, this is not going to happen now. It's not.
I think it's. I don't know if it sounds bad, but there was like a few things for me. I think one was definitely the ghost. I just felt it. Okay, maybe it was still touching on their comedic side, which they did have previous, but it just felt a bit too kind of random and just didn't fit in. But also, I felt that some of their like comedic lines or something were too like I said, like acted, and just didn't feel like it flowed well, especially with like those sort of things. But also, I think like the acting was overall really good. You could tell, obviously, the older ones that probably got more experience and really good and managed to work off each other. But some of the younger ones, which like fair enough, they're still they're like said their lines, but didn't feel like they were the character. But yeah, I'd say I think it was still really good though. I think it did very well considering the young group. Yeah, I think it's definitely an all-female Muslim cast, which, like I was saying earlier, you don't first of all normally get. And I think it's great that they also didn't even add in some males, because I feel that girls, especially from Muslim countries, do get a lot more abuse because they have more restrictions to like what they do, and the men are very controlling there. But also, like I was saying earlier, they generally don't get a lot of young Muslim boys who do theatre, because that country is kind of very restrictive on what's allowed, and you're sort of whether your family would frown upon that, But yeah,
I'd give it a 3.5. I think that scene just took it out of what it was going for, and I feel like you should go and see it because it really opens your mind on like what's going on in the world today, and like you get the letter that they sent, so you see how big it really is.
I was deciding between 3.5 or 4. I don't know. I suppose, to be honest, 3.5, just because of those little comments I said about the ghost, the acting, that it just, I think if they had like another couple, like even to be honest, another couple months or something, just to, if they got those comments just to perfect it, I suppose they would, be full style, and I think people should go and see it, because it's telling like interest, like it's just it's just obviously telling an interesting story, but it's also how they've used a classic British play, and to represent that, they were born here, they're not the bad people people are making out to be, and obviously it's about like a war, like Harry, England, St. George, that about a war, and I think they're like, it's quite cool as they're using that, but they're having the war themselves with people who are racist, so it's very good. They're very clever.